Alright, Pentax just released a new camera, the Pentax KP. $1,100. Ooh, it's a lot of money. I usually buy most of the Pentax cameras when they come out and just do a review on them. But this one I decided to pass and not get it. For one, it doesn't seem that much different than the K3 Mark II or the K-70 as far as features. There are some new features in there that I'll go over in a second. And also, the camera that I was expecting them to release next was the Pentax K3 Mark III, which supposedly they're going to release that in about 6 months. So I'll probably get that and do a full review on that. So it will probably have some of these features in this KP. Some of the features, like it does have a new processing system, Prime Image Mark IV processor, so probably be a better processor. It's like with any camera, newer cameras released, the ISO performance gets better and better. So this one has a better ISO performance. It does have a ridiculous number that all these cameras put out there, and it's funny that I want to see a shot at this ISO. So they have an ISO. It goes all the way up to ISO almost a million, 819,200 ISO. I wonder how much grain is in that shot. But anyways, so you got that, and I'll go over the new features that are on this. So I didn't get this because it's $1,100, and plus I'm just going to go ahead and wait for the K3 Mark III. $1,100 is pricey for Pentax cameras, especially one that's not like their K3, which is their top-of-the-line crop sensor camera. So I thought that was kind of pricey. But the new features it does have, it has that new processing system. It also has a changeable grip. You could choose from 3 different grips that it has for your comfort as far as gripping it. I've always been happy with the grips that they've had on all their cameras. I've never had a problem with any of their grips. So, but they have that on there if that would be something you would be interested. It has the same autofocus system as the K3 Mark II, a 27 AF point autofocus system, with 25 being cross point. If you don't know, the cross point focus points are a little bit more precise as far as AF is concerned. Let's see here. It has an electronic shutter. Has a regular mechanical shutter. It goes up to 1/6000th of a second, but also has a electronic shutter, which is kind of neat, which goes all the way up to 1/24,000th of a second. Well, that could freeze time right there. It'd be interesting to see. Other than that, it boasts about being so small. It's 640 grams, which is smaller than the K3 Mark II, which is 800 grams. But compared to the Pentax K-70 at 680 grams, it's only 40 grams different. So it's not that much as far as weight is concerned. I think it's a little bit smaller as well. But all Pentax cameras are kind of small, and anyway, I thought so. There's the basic new features that you get in this over the other ones. So the KP and the K3 and the Pentax K-70, they're all have the famous stuff that Pentax is famous for: weather sealing, the 100% viewfinder. These are all 24 megapixel cameras. They'll have the in-body cameras, IS image stabilization. So the KP, these are B&H prices currently, just for the body. KP is $1,100. K3 Mark II is $900, so $200 cheaper. And the K-70 is $615. Like I said, all of them are 24 megapixel sensors. The K-70 is stripped down with some of the features. The autofocus system is not quite as good, but the one thing I do like about the K-70, it has, got one right here, it has the articulating screen. The K3 does not have that. And the KP does have one, but it just goes up and down. It doesn't come off to the side, so you can't do like film yourself and I could see myself here, or you know, do selfies or whatever. For this reason, I recommend the K-70 over both these cameras, just because it's cheaper. $615 versus the KP at $1,100. You save $500. $500, that buys an awfully nice lens. So oh, this lens is like $800, but this lens I'll recommend. This is my favorite Pentax lens. This is the 20 to 40 f2.8 to f4 zoom lens. Best zoom lens I've ever had. Very sharp. Taking pictures with this, the colors, the sharpness, just the contrast, everything straight out of camera is just amazing. I find myself not really having to edit or do much post work with this lens. It's fantastic. Anyway, yeah, so that would be the camera I would recommend. It's stripped down, but you save $500. You could put that $500 towards a lens. If you're in the market and you really want to get a camera, you could get that. I would recommend getting the K-70 or waiting and see what this K3 Mark III has out. That's just my personal preference. What I would recommend, I recommend the K-70 over the K3. See that in a lot of forums just because it's a couple $100 cheaper. But now they're kind of close in price. This $900 right now on B&H, they've got a sale going on, so you could get, it has a battery grip and also SD card and a flash. So that would be worth getting the K3 Mark II if you want. Also, the K3 Mark II does a little bit faster frames per second at 8 frames per second versus 6 frames per second on the K-70. So that's 2 frames per second. So it's pretty, it's a beast in that aspect. And its shutter also goes to 1/8,000th of a second versus 1/6,000th of a second. So that's a lot of information. I hope I didn't confuse you, but if you have a question, leave a comment below. If you're buying the KP, let me know why you're buying the KP over these other two cameras that you think that the value is there to spend the extra money on this. One of those features that you might be using, that electronic shutter, or you think the image processing is going to be that much better, or you just like the smaller body with the interchangeable grip. But thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe. I've got tons of other Pentax stuff, and yeah, thanks.